Hello, folks, and welcome to those of you watching on Racing America to this free view of final practice here at Hickory Motor Speedway for tonight's St. Patrick's Day 150. I'm Alan Dietz, glad to be here with you. As, of course, we like to try and bring you qualifying on some of these free views. Well, it'll be heat races as per usual for pass, so you'll be able to see those when our coverage starts at around 5 o'clock this afternoon on RacingAmerica.tv. If you've not ordered your pay-per-view coverage, do so now. And if you're a subscriber, you'll be able to watch everything going on down at South Alabama Speedway with the Rattler for the Pro Late models tonight and the UARA Super Late models tomorrow. That'll be available for subscribers, so subscribe to RacingAmerica.tv or watch us on pay-per-view. You do not have to be a subscriber to watch on pay-per-view. We hope you can be a part of the action here with us at Hickory Motor Speedway. Right now, final practice for today's St. Patrick's Day 150. Now, remember, we'll also be racing here tomorrow. It'll be tomorrow afternoon, a little bit, about an hour earlier than we start today. And with your pay-per-view purchase, you'll also be able to watch tomorrow's Easter Bunny 150, plus two past modified features tonight and tomorrow, and two mass street stock features tonight and tomorrow. Right now, watching the 96 there, that is Spencer Davis. Finished second last year in Cars Pro Late Model points. Finished second and passed South points way back in 2013 when he was just a kid. 09 there, that's the Mainly Concrete Plumbing Ford out of Westbrook, Maine for Silas Ripley. Finished 16th and passed North Points, third in points at Oxford Plains Speedway, where he did win a couple of races last year. And I think you're going to be hearing a lot from Silas Ripley this year and in the years to come, as he's a pretty talented young race car driver right now, laying some laps down here in this final practice. There have been several practices this afternoon, so we'll see how many drivers opt to take time here in practice with the many practices that we have had this afternoon. And again, our heat races and everything else will start at 5 p.m. Eastern time on RacingAmerica.tv pay-per-view. Again, order that pay-per-view coverage now if you haven't. Just a couple of cars out on the racetrack right now. Looking at the 24 there. That's the Peterborough Speedway Chevrolet out of Ennismore, Ontario for J.P. Yosiasa, promoter and owner there at Peterborough Speedway in Ontario. Of course, we'll have that track on with our APC late model coverage coming up this year. Finished second and passed South points back in 2018. 35 machine, that's the Keen Parts Lake Norman Mechanical Chevrolet out of Mooresville, North Carolina for Caden Quapple. 2023 Cars Pro Late Model champion, 7 career Cars Pro Late Model wins. And he has followed his brother Carson Quapple right up the ranks. Of course, Carson, a NASCAR Xfinity Series driver now, and the two Quapple brothers back in 2023 swept those two Cars Tour championships, and I think you'll see Caden doing some more late model stock racing this year along with the pro late models, and always runs good here at Hickory. Got a lot of laps here at Hickory Motor Speedway and expect him to run well this weekend. Right now, Brandon Barker, the fastest in this practice session with a lap of 14.693 seconds. See the 21 machine there. In America, that's Alexander Tardif. In Quebec, that's Alexander Tardif. In the Gaston Roy Electric Ford. Finished fourth in ACT points last year. Now looking at the 153. That's the Stearns and Daughter Chevrolet out of South Paris, Maine for Travis Stearns, another long-time past competitor. Finished fourth in past national points back in 2016. 12 car. Spencer Group Paving, Henry's Concrete Chevrolet out of Otisville, Maine. Brandon Varney, 2013 past modified champion, had a win last year at Oxford Plains. and plans on making his first ride at the PASS Tour this season. And car's looking pretty good right now, back in behind Travis Stearns. Ticker there at the top of the screen. You can see how we stack up right now as the 5 machine comes across the stripe. That's the Wellman Paving Incorporated Chevrolet out of Swanville, Maine, of Troy Patterson. Trying to get that car worked out right now here in this practice session. Again, Brandon Barker the quickest, followed by Spencer Davis, Caden Quapple, Garrett Hall, and Silas Ripley. There you see Brandon Barney again. He's worked his way up into the top 5, and he'll pull his car back in. There's Alexander Tardif, going to do some super late model racing this year, along with his American Canadian Tour racing. Finished 4th in the American Canadian Tour last year. Had a win in Quebec up at Autodrome Chaudière. A very good race car driver right there, and of course you'll be able to see almost all the American Canadian Tour and PASS races this year here on Racing America. Veteran out on the racetrack right now. Now living here in North Carolina, but originally from Westfield, Massachusetts. It's the Van Dyke Recycling Chevrolet of Dale Quarterly, 6-time ARCA Menard Series East winner. There's the Pettit Motorsports entry. That's the 73D Norm's Used Cars and Weir's Motors on that Ford out of Berwick, Maine. The 2015 PASS National Champion and 2024 Celebration of America winner of the big race up at Oxford in July. That's Joey Dwyron. And of course that Celebration of America coming back this year. You'll be able to see it here on Racing America, along with that big Tuesday night show, Memorial Day weekend up at Oxford Plains Speedway. It'll also be here on Racing America, but the most important thing is to get out to these races. If you're watching on Facebook right now, either on the PASS Facebook or Racing America Facebook page or the Hickory Motor Speedway Facebook page, if you're local, come on out. The weather is absolutely perfect. Going to be a great night to go racing, and hope you can join us. But if not, go to racingamerica.tv and order your pay-per-view coverage of tonight and tomorrow night's action from here at Hickory Motor Speedway. There's Spencer Davis in the 96 car, and he's in a Ben Kennedy entry and has been racing for Ben Kennedy now for a couple of years. Started out in pros and super late models and had some pretty good runs in the ARCA Menard Series East. Scaled back a little bit, but we've seen a lot more Spencer Davis here in the last couple of years, and that's a great thing. That's a great family, and good to see him out here as we see the 5-car Troy Patterson still working around. Brandon Barker still the fastest in this practice session. There you see going down into turn number 1, a lot of improvements here at Hickory Motor Speedway. Of course, a lot of the racetracks here in North Carolina got some very welcome cash from the state of North Carolina, and all of these racetracks have been able to use it to upgrade. A lot of upgrades here at Hickory Motor Speedway now. They paved a lot of the infield, and they've done a lot of work here around Hickory Motor Speedway, and thankful for the state of North Carolina. They helped out with North Wilkesboro and Rockingham, but they also helped all the short tracks here in North Carolina, and just showing the state of North Carolina's commitment. Now this is the 6 car, and right now being listed as Evan McKnight, but I know Brandon Setzer has been practicing that car. It's out of the Brandon Setzer shops. Finished second in Carolina Pro Late Model Series points last year, did Evan McKnight in this car, and had a second place finish here at Hickory last week in the Pro Late Model division, and that car moving pretty good right now, 6 quick for the car number 6, and we'll get a confirmation if Brandon Setzer is going to drive that car tonight or if his driver, Evan McKnight, will be behind the wheel. Wright Entertainment Group sponsor on that 6 machine. Of course, the Setzer name, very famous here at Hickory Motor Speedway. Dennis Setzer, champion here back in 1983 and 1993. And Brandon has followed in his dad's footsteps, had a lot of success with Pass a few years ago, and now has gotten into the driver development programs and doing a good job with that. I know George Phillips drove that car and back there on JP Yosiasa. And as we said, he owns Peterborough Speedway up in Ontario. And you can tune in to all the APC United Late Model Series races once again here on Racing America in 2025. As this practice continues, again, remember this is just a free view here on Facebook and X. To catch all the action here tonight and tomorrow, you need to order your pay-per-view coverage now. Go to racingamerica.tv. You do not have to be a subscriber, but if you are, you will get a discount. And if you're a subscriber, you'll be able to watch everything going on down at South Alabama Speedway at the Rattler. Jeremy Sorrell there in the 7 car. We saw him briefly back on the 32 car of Dale Quarterly. And Jeremy Sorrell actually laid down the fastest lap in that car, number 7, 14.639, as he pulled it in. Our coverage here from Hickory will once again restart at 5 p.m. Eastern Time on racingamerica.tv. And hope you can tune in and join with us. Appreciate you watching this free view right now here on our X and Facebook page. Past super late models, past modifieds, and the mass street stocks. Good fields in all 3 divisions here this weekend. Racing tonight and tomorrow. And again, hope you can be here in person or watch with us on Racing America's Troy Patterson continue laying a lot of laps down. Not a lot of experience here at Hickory Motor Speedway, but laying those laps down and trying to figure his way around this 3/8 mile speedway. Only car on the racetrack right now. And again, coming up at around 5 p.m. Eastern Time, that's when we'll get the field set for tonight's main events. Mass street stocks in action. The past modifieds going for 50 laps. There you see Travis Stern's car right now, making some adjustments on it. I believe that's Mike Hopkins kneeling down there, maybe working on it. Mike, of course, has driven the Port City car and as a teammate with Travis Stearns in the past, behind the wheel this weekend of a past modified. And it looks like Troy Patterson going to pull the 5 car in now. And we'll see if any other takers come out here in these last few moments of practice for the past super late models. Again, tomorrow here at Hickory Motor Speedway, practice will start at 12:45 p.m. And basically we start everything an hour earlier on Saturday, 4 p.m. Eastern Time is when our coverage on racingamerica.tv will begin. And hope you folks can either, as we said, make it out here to Hickory Motor Speedway or watch on racingamerica.tv. And be sure to share, too. Let folks know where they can catch the action this weekend if they're not in the Carolinas and want to find out what's going on here. As it looks like super late model practice may be about over as the past modifieds are starting to roll now, and still waiting to see if they throw the red flag on this practice for the super late models, and it is out. So looks like at the end of this practice, Jeremy Sorrell will be the fastest, followed by Brandon Barker and Spencer Davis, top 3 in this practice session for the past super late models. We remind you now, although our coverage ends here on X and Facebook, again, join us at 5 p.m. Eastern Time as we'll get started on RacingAmerica.tv. Order your pay-per-view coverage now or become a subscriber and watch everything from here at Hickory and South Alabama this weekend. For all of us, I'm Alan Dietz. Hope to see you back here around 5 o'clock Eastern.